Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Shay Sarah. I wanted to bring y'all the second lesson I learned from falling off of the wagon of consistency. You remember the first lesson that I learned was to not save anything for tomorrow. That means get done today what you can get done today. Make your to-do list in the morning, and you should get through more than half of that to-do list should be done by the time you go to sleep. So yeah, you can go back and check that video out. That's the one that I posted right before I post this one. So this one, my second lesson that I learned from, if you're just joining me, I fell off the wagon of consistently making videos. And 1 week turned into a month, turned into months. And so it's been a long time since I've been creating content, creating videos. And not that I wasn't getting messages, not that God wasn't downloading things, I wasn't downloading things from God, but I was not putting the time aside to, sorry, my cat, move cat. I wasn't putting the time aside to actually create the video and share the message. So right now, this is what I'm doing. I'm sharing, but what I'm sharing is what I learned from falling off of the consistency that is now helping me maintain consistency. And it's not just consistency with videos. My consistency is just in every area of my life. So yeah, let's just get going. So the lesson 2, the second lesson that I learned was that there is enough time. There is enough time. I know we've all heard this before. Everybody gets 24 hours in a day, right? Whoever you are, whether you're Steve Jobs, whether you're the postman, whether you're a car salesman, whoever you are, Warren Buffett, everybody gets 24 hours a day. So there are other lessons that go along with that, but the lesson that I want to focus on today is, what are you doing with your 24 hours? And mainly, I actually want to talk about sleep, because, you know, the doctors tell us that we need 8 hours of sleep, right? And that is true. Science has proven that 8 hours, give or take an hour or two, depending on how you're wired and who you are, is more beneficial than less sleep and more sleep. You know, 8 hours is a good target to hit, to make sure you're getting enough sleep, but you're not getting too much sleep. And I agree with that. However, okay, for those dream chasers out there, 8 hours might be too much sleep. You might be scheduling 8 hours in, and you're losing an hour of productivity in the morning, or you're losing an hour of productivity at night, and that is doing more harm than good. So the second point I wanted to make is that your job, what you do during the day, does not dictate what time you get up. And I was victim to this for so many years. If my job starts at 8, I leave the house at 7, I get up at 6, right? It's a no-brainer. How many of us do that? Used to do that is my hand, because I'm growing out of that. Your job starts at 8, you need to leave the house by 7. That means you have from whatever time until 7, 4 to 7, 3 to 7, 5 to 7, okay, to get something done, right? Like, you automatically get an extra hour, 2 hours, depending on how much you take for yourself, to get work done, while everyone else is sleeping till 6 because they got to leave at 7. You get up at 4, you know, get in your word, do some things on the computer, whatever you need to do, some planning, some budgeting, some content creating, and you already ahead of the game. By the time that it's time, I still don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm gonna say it anyway. By the time it's time for you to get ready for work, you're gonna feel so good about yourself. Like, you're gonna feel so accomplished. You're gonna feel so productive. And what I had to do is, actually, I scaled my sleep back to 6 hours. And I said, okay, I can do 6 hours, because I worked overnight for years. Like, I went without sleep, like college, working overnight, having Khalil, like I know how to go without sleep, and still be very, very productive actually. So I said, I don't really need 8 hours. Like, come on, Portia. I had to have a come to Jesus talk with myself. And I said, well, I can do 6 and still be great. Like 6 hours is plenty for me. So I scheduled 6 hours. So I did 10 to 4 are my 6 hours of sleep every night. But then life started getting crazy, right? Well, right now, life is getting busy. I'm preparing for a few things, and I have a lot to do in a little bit of time. So I prayed to God, and I said, you know what? God, can you make me functional, like productively functional on 5 hours? Because I'd like to stay up till 11, because 10 o'clock comes fast. I'd like to sleep from 11 to 4. And that way I can really meet the season, the demands of the season that I'm in. That would really help me meet the demands. And then, after this certain point in time, after this certain thing is finished, then I like to go back to 6 hours. You know what God's been doing? He's granted that request. And I mean, I don't know. Do I look tired? Do I look like I'm keeling over? Like right now, it's 9:50 right now at night. And so I'm shooting this video. Like I have a book that I need to read because I'm committed to reading a book a month. Actually, I read more than that anyway. I read a book a month easy. But now I'm keeping track of it because that's what our pastor wants us to do. So I'm going to stay on schedule with my book, and I got my alarm set for 4 o'clock so I can hit the gym in the morning and be productive during that time of the day. And that has been the key to a lot of my success. And I'm not even that successful, but I'm starting to see the fruit of the sacrifices. I'm starting to see the fruit of discipline. I'm starting to see the fruit of the changes, the minor adjustments that I've made in my life and in my schedule and my patterns and habits, and they are having just huge payoffs. I'm very productive in my music, Chez Sarah, side hustle, whatever. But I'm very productive at work. I'm very productive on the job. I don't even really talk about my job that much. If you know me on social media, I don't post a lot about my job because I'm so focused on just Chez Sarah and everything of that nature. But I'm moving up in my job. This year I landed in the highest category for a raise that you can get. Not a raise, I'm sorry. The rating for the mid-year, for the yearly, the annual evaluation. Their categories. So depending on what point you get, like a GPA, you end up in one of 4 categories, and I ended up in the highest category this year. And I've been moving up since I started. So like, this is just God's work in me. I work with him. He works with me. I ask him, okay, he showed me I can do it in 6. And then I was doing it in 6. And then I asked him, can I do it with 5 hours of sleep? Because I noticed that I can get this little bit more done, and it'll really help out with me in this season that I'm in. And, but you have to go at your own pace. But the main takeaway is that there is time. You have to find the time. It may be time you're wasting when you get home. You may get home and not really be as busy, but then you do stuff later in the evening, and then that keeps you up late, and then it makes you sleep in until it's time to go to work. And that may be an adjustment that you need to make. But time slips away in these like little pockets of just habit and schedules that we keep and things that we do, and we don't even realize how much time gets away from us during the day. So I encourage you to look at how much time you're sleeping. Do you have to wait and wake up an hour before you have to leave the house? Or can you sacrifice waking up an hour early every morning and working on your purpose, your calling, your reading, studying, stretching, working out, whatever? Can you stay up an hour later? just if you're really serious about going to the next level in your life, it doesn't matter what you do for a living, just in your life in general, in your life period, you consider that you have enough time and you don't always need all this sleep, and you don't always need to rest, and you don't always need to be so tired, and like you gotta find the energy. I get my energy from God, and I don't waste time. I don't like wasting time. So yeah, that is my message. That is the second lesson that I learned from falling off of the consistency wagon, is that I do have enough time in a day, and I just have to rearrange my time, and I have to manage it better. So please leave a comment. Definitely let me know what y'all thought about this video, what y'all thought about the message, and I'll let you girl. Bye.